Hey there, nation, and welcome to the show where we help you to play miniatures wargaming on a budget. It is I, Commander Cheapskate, and we are back with another episode of Into Darkness. Into Darkness is a series that is dedicated to our solo play campaign for Snarling Badger Studios' Space Station Zero. And right now, I'm currently facing challenge number 22, the Engine Room. So on this challenge, my crew has basically got to sprint across the battlefield and go directly towards this engine, surviving radiation leaks and trying to repair it before it explodes, killing everyone on my crew. This is the second to last mission left in the Space Station Zero solo play campaign, so I'm really excited to see exactly how that breaks out. Hopefully I can pass this test and move on to figure out the mysteries of Space Station Zero. So that being said, we're going to play some background music real quick. As the music is playing, we will talk about the scenario rules as well as my roster for Thundrik's Profiteers. We'll be right back after this short break. Challenge 22, Engine Room. This area is clearly an engine room. It must be more than countless given the amount of power this space station required to stay active, even in its dilapidated state. In the center of the room is a massive thrumming machine engine that is made from no technology you can comprehend. Whatever powers this place, whoever built this engine was millions of years ahead of any technology you have encountered. As you enter, an alarm detects your presence, blaring a short warning about radiation before sealing the room with you inside. So the scenario rules for this one is actually quite interesting. There's actually no enemies to face. It's all environmental challenges. There are 3 environmental challenges that I must overcome, which are radiation leak, engine repairs, as well as safety measure. Now for the radiation leak, what ends up happening is that I have to take a life save that is equal to the number of turns that is currently in the scenario. So because if I fail those life tests, I take that much damage from the radiation leak. At the same time, the main objective here is repair an alien engine, which is the entire portion of the scenario. What I have to do is I have to take 20 challenge tests at an 8+ in order to make that succeed. Now I can use either a reaction or intelligence for that challenge test. However, it must be all crew members within 1 inch of it in order to make that test happen. Now, of course, as this is occurring, as time goes on, if I don't get this done in 5 turns, the engine explodes and kills my entirety of my crew. So I do have my work cut out for me as I am on the clock. At the same time, as I'm repairing the engine, I also worry about safety measures as well. Whenever a crew member tries to make a repair, I have to roll a d12. On a plus of 8, the crew members activate a safety measure and is unfortunately quite deadly. I have to make a reaction 4 save, and if I fail, I suffer damage equal to the amount which I failed the test by. The only objective here is repair this up to 20 times on a plate plus using reaction intelligence within 5 turns, and let's see if we can actually get that done. So as the music is playing, we'll show you photos of the roster for Thundrik's Profiteers, and we'll be back shortly after that. Alright, so let's talk about the battle plan real quick and deployment. So first of all, for deployments, as you can see here, here's the rest of my crew. In the back is Bjorg and Thundrik, my commander, followed by the Shipbreaker, my guard drone. I have Garen Allenson, my pilot and point. Same thing with Enrik Ironhelm, my engineer. I have Kazgan Draxcure, my soldier, followed by Deadeye Lund on this one. So I do have my work cut out for me on this. This is going to be kind of a difficult one to pull off. And the reason why is because I have to go back and I got to repair this engine. Now this engine, of course, is leaking radiation, so at the beginning of each of my players' activations, I do have to make a life test for each of my fighters. They have to have the same life test pass as is the current round number, so 1 life test for round 1, round 2 would be 2 life tests, etc. At the same time, I also have to repair the engine with 20 tests on an 8 up is what I have to do on that one, which is going to be really, really difficult to do. And the reason why is because this is a huge machine. I got 20 tests I got to take care of. At 8 up, it could be extremely difficult. Now luckily for me, I can use intelligence or reaction when it comes to that test, so I'll be using a mixture of both for all my crew members as well. At the same time, I do have to worry about safety features as well as fail safes. I have to roll a d12 for each time I try to repair the engine. If I roll an 8 up, what ends up happening is that a safety feature goes off. I have to take a reaction 4 test save, and if I don't pass, I take that much damage for every single time I fail that challenge by. So luckily there aren't any opponents I got to worry about, but I do have a lot of environmental effects I got to worry about, and I got to repair this thing. At the same time, I only have 5 turns to repair it, because if I don't repair it by the end of turn number 5, it explodes and it kills my crew. So challenge accepted. With that being said, we go directly to the top of turn number 1, and we'll be right back after my activations. Alright, so that takes us directly to the end of turn number 1, and as you can see in this video, not much has really happened. I actually used the logistics expert for Garrett Allenson, so that way we move twice as much forward, so that way it gets directly to the machine. I did use his reaction test, was able to only put 2 repair points directly onto it, so I got 18 more to go. Now, for the rest of the turn of course, it's pretty much spent dedicated for the rest of my guys. Kazgan, Draxgear, and Eric Einhail move within double movements directly towards the engine, but they will not be able to do anything this turn. I got Deadeye Lund making a fast movement, so he'll be able to move within 1 inch of it as well and start making repair actions at the top of turn 2. Same thing with my machine. It can start doing my guard drone, the shipbreaker. It'll be able to use its reaction test starting at turn number 2 as well. Bjorgen Thundrik also flew up as quickly as he can as well. Unfortunately, he just landed a couple inches shy, so he will not be able to do any repair actions this turn. So hopefully at the start of turn number 2, I will be able to pull some magic out and actually get this taken care of and actually start making repair work directly towards my engine, and hopefully I can survive. I only got 4 turns to do it in, so I got my work cut out for me. So that being said, we go directly to the top of turn number 2. Alright, so that takes us directly to the end of turn number 2, and actually did pretty well, all things considered. Unfortunately, my commander, Bjorgen Thundrik, has been failing this time. He just rolled a bunch of 1s. It was absolutely ridiculous. But the main killers here on this one was Enrik Ironhelm engineer, as well as Garrett Allenson engineer. And oddly enough, so anything with my guard drone, the shipbreaker, managed to get 3 successes off, which is amazing. Managed to put 14 successes in all. I got 6 more to go before I have to worry about actually this thing exploding by the end of turn number 5. So I think I got this in the bag for the most part. However, Kazgan Draxgear, though, did suffer 3 injuries. For reason why is because he did fail his reaction test for the failsafe, so that part was kind of rough. It did trigger for Garrett Allenson as well as Deadeye Lund, but both those guys passed with no problem. Kazgan Draxgear, not so much. So with that being said, that takes directly end of turn number 2. So with that, we go directly to the top of turn number 3. Alright, so let's take directly to the end of turn number 3, so let's talk about exactly what happened. So first of all, I activated Garrett Allenson. Unfortunately, he did suffer a wound because he did fail his life save for the radiation leak, but that was perfectly fine though, because I was able to put, I think, about 4 or 5 checks on this one, so I was able to start diffusing this engine, which is absolutely fantastic, using his reaction skill alongside his hyperscanner. Now from there, Deadeye Lund goes next. He also suffers a wound because he fails one of his life tests, but he was able to finish it off by putting directly the last few points we needed to on this to fully repair the engine. And just like that, the engine is now fully repaired at 20 points at 8+. So that part was absolutely fantastic. Not to toot my own horn, but my crew is actually quite elite at this point. They're doing very, very well with all their stats. They're doing an amazing job. It's a highly balanced group, and they've been persevering this entire time. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we'll go directly to the post game because this battle report is now officially over.
That's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over.
Sure, I could have stayed in the past. Could have even been king. But in my own way, I am king. Hail to the king, baby.
Alright, so let's go and talk about the fate of Thundrik's Profiteers. So I was able to survive this challenge. At the same time, also got my experience leveled up for Bjorgen Thundrik. Bjorgen Thundrik, my commander, leveled to level 6, which is the highest level that your commander can make. So because of that, he is completely tapped out on his levels. And for my reward on this one, I got to add +1 to any stat that I wanted to, so I added to his movement. And the reason why is because he's actually quite slow, the slowest member in my crew aside from Kazgan Draxgear, my soldier, but he's got a point-to-point teleporter, so he doesn't really need to be fast because of that point-to-point teleporter. At the same time, the rest of my guys also get additional experience points. None of my crew members actually leveled up. All they did is build up additional experience point, 1 for each of my medical officers, soldier, engineers, pilot, as well as my guard drone. And this finishes up my second to last battle report in our campaign. The next one will be for all the dice and will also be the series finale for Into Darkness. So that's good to do for those of you guys. As always, please feel free to like, comment, and or subscribe. Your guys' input is valuable to us as always. Also check us out on Facebook, Instagram, as well as blogger.com for all the latest greatest hobby news related to this channel. That's good for this week, guys. I'll catch you guys next one. Peace out and stay classy.